6 unique automations in my tiny smart home I use every day. Smart Thermostat Edition.
For these, I use the Misa Smart Thermostat. It's the best option if you have baseboard heat, and it works with all the different smart home environments, Alexa, Google Home, and HomeKit. So the first automation, the one I use by far the most, is geofencing. Geofencing is an automation that uses the GPS inside your phone to detect whether or not you're home and turn on and off the heat accordingly. So I have it set up that whenever I leave the house, it turns the heat off to make sure there's no heat running when I'm not using it. And then when I'm on my way home, it turns the heat on to whatever temperature I want to have it set to. Geofencing is by far the best smart thermostat automation you can set up. Not only does it do about 90% of the smart thermostat automations in my house, but it also ended up saving me a decent amount as soon as I implemented it, having the heat not running all the time. And the very best part about a geofencing automation is you don't even need a smart home to set it up. Thermostats like the Misa work with it right out of the box with their local app. Literally within 5 minutes of installing this thing, you could have a geofencing automation set up. Automation number 2 is using these sensors that I have on all my windows to make sure the heat's not on when they're open and I'm not wasting heat. Let me explain. Because I live in such a small apartment, whenever I cook, I like to open the windows so it doesn't get too fragrant. The only problem is I do this whether it's hot or cold out, and when I open the window and have the heat going on, it's basically just wasting heat and pushing all the heat right out the window. Super inefficient. So I set up an automation that uses these contact sensors on the window to detect when it's open or closed, and then if it's opened, automatically turning the heat off so we're not wasting heat. And then as soon as that window is closed again, the heat will restore right back to the point it was before. This just makes sure if I leave that window open for a long time, I'm not just pumping heat out the window on those cold winter days. Automation number 3, really simple one, but it uses this pressure sensor that usually lives under my mattress that tells whether or not I'm in bed. If I'm in bed for longer than 15 minutes, which means I'm in bed for the night, it'll turn off the heat entirely, which is what I'm comfortable with while I'm sleeping. Automation number 4 is very similar, but it uses the alarm in my iPhone to determine when to turn on in the morning. Because I wake up at different times every morning, and I don't want to manually set the heat every morning, it just turns on 15 minutes before my first alarm goes off in the morning. This ensures that it's nice and warm when I wake up, but I'm not running the heat too much in the morning when I'm not awake anyway. So the last 2 automations don't actually control the thermostat, but they use the sensors in the thermostat to control the rest of my smart home. So for number 5, I don't have cooling in my house, just heating through the baseboard. So when the temperature gets above what I'm comfortable with, which is 26 degrees, 2 things will happen. 1, the fan will turn on to try to cool it down a little bit, and 2, my smart blinds will automatically close to try to shade my unit a little bit better. This is surprisingly effective at dropping the temperature, and it just kind of happens, and I don't even need to think about it. And lastly, number 6, it's similar, but it uses the humidity sensor that's built into the thermostat. If at any time the house drops below 50% humidity, which is what I'm comfortable at, it's going to turn on this diffuser and humidify the air a little bit until it reaches 60% humidity. Anyway, that's 6 different ways that I automate my smart thermostat in my smart home. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on each of them. Like I said, this is the Misa Smart Thermostat. It's the one I use. It's the best option if you have baseboard heating like I do. There'll be a link to it in my bio along with other options if this isn't a good fit for you. I appreciate all of you, and thanks so much for watching. So a few weeks ago, I got a P.O. box and I put the address to it in my bio so people could send me mail. And we got our first piece of mail. What's weird about this though is it's actually from Amazon. I guess somebody bought something for me on Amazon and had it sent to my P.O. box. Nonetheless, I'm super excited. Let's open this up and see what's inside. I feel like it's either going to be a gift or it's going to be a brand sending me stuff through the P.O. box. I've got some paper here. I don't know what this is. Oh, a gift for you. I found these on Amazon. I'm wondering if you can make a TikTok to review this to see if they're worth your while. At Crazy Baboon is my TikTok if you're interested. Hope you don't mind me posting your TikTok there, but thanks for sending these. We got Wi-Fi smart plugs, 4-pack. So I believe I've seen these before. These are basically super cheap smart plugs, really, really affordable. I think they're like $5, $10 a piece. They work pretty much exclusively with Amazon Alexa and Google Home, I believe. Or just Alexa. Yeah, so they're Wi-Fi, they'll work with their independent app and likely Alexa, and we can maybe hack them to work with HomeKit. So just quickly set this thing up and it works pretty well. It connects with Amazon Alexa and with its own standalone app. I think they look pretty nice, and they have this little button here to turn them on and off, as all smart plugs do. I can't really speak to the longevity of these things or how well they'll work long-term, but they are, like I said, like under $10 a piece, and they do seem to work at least okay at face value to where they're able to be turned on and off by your Alexa device. If you're looking for a super, super budget smart plug option, these could be the way to go. The listing name is here if you want to check it out for yourself. And once again, thank you to Riley for sending these over. I really appreciate it. If you guys want to see more fun mail opening reviews like this one, let me know, because this was kind of cool. The video was mostly focused on the fun of the mail, but I will likely do a deeper review on these on the future where I compare them to other smart plugs, because there's a lot of options on the market. So stay looking out for that if you're interested. Thanks a lot.